Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Kessel. Welcome back to STEAM Enrichment. This week, we are doing our third lesson about Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Today, you are going to get to build your own square pumpkin. That's what we're working on today. But first, let's do our STEAM affirmations. So like always, I say it first and then you repeat after me. I am smart. I am kind. I am brave. If I think creatively, I can solve any problem. Because I am capable. When things get difficult, I don't give up. I have grit. Come on. I'm an important part of my family. I'm an important part of this class. I'm an important part of this world. I matter. I can make a difference. I am ready to learn. Wonderful job, boys and girls. So like I said, today is our third time talking about Spookly the Square Pumpkin. The first time we learned about pumpkins, we read the story Spookly the Square Pumpkin, and then you went on ABC and drew your pumpkin. Last week, we went into Google Slides and you drew a square pumpkin. And that's what you were supposed to do. Now this week, we're going to open that slideshow back up and you're going to build your square pumpkin. Here's mine. And I'm going to show you what to do in just a second with that, okay? So this is our last week working with pumpkins because next week it'll be November and we'll be on to Thanksgiving stuff. So I want you to make sure if you did not do last week's lesson, you have to do that first. So if you did not do last week's lesson, I want you to stop. I want you to go back into the folder and I want you to find the folder that says week 8 and do that lesson first before you do this one, okay? So let's see what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to open your slideshow from last week. Whoopsies. So this was the pumpkin I created in Google Slides, and here is my slide from last week. I made a rectangle pumpkin. You could do rectangle or square. It doesn't matter, okay? But it does need to be a rectangle or a square. Some of you drew circle pumpkins or heart-shaped pumpkins, and while those are cool, that is not what I asked you to do. So if you did not do that, I want you to fix yours and make it a square or rectangle pumpkin. So I'm going to show you right now how to open up your old slideshow. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to open a new tab. And you're going to get to Google Drive. There's a couple ways to get to Google Drive. I'm on google.com right now. And I can come over here to these 9 dots. Some teachers call them the Google waffle. I just call them the 9 dots. And you can click on that and you'll see Google Drive is right here. It's a triangle. It might not be in the exact same spot as mine. It might be down here, but you're looking for the green and blue and yellow triangle. If you're on a Chromebook, I'm not on a Chromebook, but if you're on a Chromebook, your Google Drive will also be down here in the bottom. You can click on it, or you can click this home button, and that will take you to the student portal. Mine takes me to the teacher portal, but you're going to go to the student portal. And if you go down to this middle column, it says Google Drive or Docs Login. You're going to click on Google Drive, okay? So you can do it any one of those ways. Google Drive is where all of your work gets saved. So we're going to go to Google Drive. And your slideshow should be up at the top, but if you've opened a lot of things, or if you're like me and you have folders, it might not be. I can see it right here, but if I can't see it right here, I can always search for it. So I remember that it was called my name. So you're gonna put your name in. I'll put my name in. And then it was called Create Your Square Pumpkin. So I would search for the name. That's why naming it is so important. And I hit enter. And when I do that, I see all these things with yellow. Yellow is the symbol for Google Slides. And right on top, I see the one that has the correct name. And I can open it up, and here it is. So that's how you open an old slideshow. So go ahead and pause the video and open your slideshow. And then once you have found your slideshow, come back to the video. You can always rewind the video and watch it again if you wanted to see how to do that. So your slideshow should be open. And now here's what we're going to do. On the next slide, it says, show me. After you create your pumpkin, make sure you click submit, just like I showed you in the video. So what we're going to do is on this second slide, and yours might look a little bit different, that's okay. We're going to actually build our square pumpkin and put a picture here. So let's talk about building our square pumpkin first, okay? So as young engineers are people who plan and build things. It's important to have a plan. And last week we made a plan. This was my plan. Yours looked different. And then we're going to build the thing based on the plan. So it should look like the plan. So I'm going to make my picture a little bigger. I'm going to make me a little bigger. If you look, you can see the thing I built and my plan. Now it's backwards, but trust me, it does match when I turn it around, okay? So I have an orange rectangle pumpkin in my plan. So I took a box, it's just a cardboard box, and I used that as my pumpkin, okay? And what I did to make it orange was I took construction paper and I glued it onto the box. So my box was green and red and brown on the inside. So I just took paper and I cut it to the right size and I glued it onto the box. So you can see most of my box is covered. I didn't cover the back because this is what I don't want. I don't want you just to draw something on there and turn it into me. That is not good quality work. I want you doing something that looks much nicer. So please don't just draw something like this and turn it in. This looks like garbage. Don't do that, okay? Make sure it looks nicer. And then I saw in my picture, okay, I had a black mouth that looked just like this in the picture. So I drew that and I cut it out on black paper and then I glued it on. Then I saw that I had a nose that looked like a plus sign and it was black. So on black paper, I drew this shape and I cut it out and I glued it on. Then I saw that I had one circle eye and one triangle eye and both of those were black. So once again, I used black paper and I cut those out and I glued them on. But then I noticed I did the outline in yellow for the circle and triangle eye. So I had to cut yellow paper and I glued that on top to give it the yellow outline, okay, for both of them. So I looked at my plan and followed it. Then I saw that I had a stem that was green and it was a trapezoid. So to make my stem, I actually took a macaroni box and I cut out the shape and I glued it down. Then I covered the macaroni box with more orange paper so that you couldn't see the macaroni. And I noticed that my stem was falling over. So I took another little piece of orange paper and I glued it to the box and to the stem to hold it up so that my stem didn't fall over, okay? So it's not perfectly perfect, but my pumpkin that I built looks a lot like the pumpkin that I planned. That's what I want you to do. I'm going to look at your pumpkin you built and your plan, and I'm going to compare them and think, do they look pretty close? Did this engineer stick to the plan? And notice I didn't cut holes out in my pumpkin because it's hard to cut holes into cardboard and that could be dangerous. So we're not going to do that, okay? I just glued paper on. That's what I want you doing. So how I am grading you is I'm looking to see, did you stick to your plan from last week? So if you did not do this last week, once again, you have to stop and go back. Okay, so you can pause the video now and go build your pumpkin. And then once you're done building your pumpkin, come back for the next step. Okay, remember, if you made a blue pumpkin, then your pumpkin should be blue. If your pumpkin on your plan had heart-shaped eyes that were pink, then your pumpkin should have pink heart eyes. It should not look like my pumpkin. It should be like the pumpkin that you built in your plan, okay? Once again, please don't carve a pumpkin. While that is very cool, that's not the lesson we're doing this week. A lot of people have shown me pictures of pumpkins they've carved. They look so cool, but it's not what we're doing, so please follow the directions, okay? Once you've built your pumpkin, come back to the video. All right, so you've built your pumpkin. Now you're gonna do the next step, which is to put a picture of your pumpkin here. So I'm going to delete this writing, and I can do that by just clicking on it and highlighting it and clicking the delete button or backspace. And I'm gonna put my picture here. Now parents, I'm going to show you the easiest way to do it, okay? How you do it is your choice, but this is the way I think that is easiest. So if you're an at-home helper, this is gonna be the easiest way to do it. So I'm on my phone right now, okay? And I have downloaded the Google Slides app. You can also see I have Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Docs. It's helpful to have all of these things on your phone. So I've downloaded the Google Slides app. I'm gonna take a picture of my pumpkin with my camera. Okay, I've taken a picture of my pumpkin. Now I'm going to open Google Slides. Okay, when you're in Google Slides, you need to be signed into your child's account, not your account. So if you look at these 3 lines up here, you're gonna click that. Make sure you're logged in as your child's account. If you are not, you can click that arrow and you can add another account or sign in on the correct account, but make sure you're logged in with your child's account, okay? After you do that, you're going to open the slideshow. It should be the top one since you've opened it recently. And you're going to go to the next slide. Oops. Okay, now here's what you do, okay? I have it selected, I'm on the correct slide. I go up to the plus sign, and on the plus sign, I choose image, where it says image. And then I'm going to personally choose, you can choose from photos or from camera. So if you haven't taken the picture yet, choose camera. If you already took it, choose from photos, okay? And there is the picture of my pumpkin. I'm going to click it. And now it's inserted on my phone. And you can see when I come back to Google Slides, if I refresh my page, oh, actually it's not done yet. Give me 1 second. Not done yet. It's taking a minute to load. Sorry, before I can do anything else, I have to click the check mark. Click that check mark. Now, when I go into Google Slides and when it loads, it's just taking a second, it will automatically be in Google Slides on my computer. So whatever you put in on your phone will show up on your computer. And I can click on that image and change the size of it, make it a little smaller to fit into this box. And now it's there, okay? If you don't have Google Slides on your phone, the other way you can do it is take a picture on your computer using your computer's camera, and then you can go to Insert up here, Image, and then choose Upload from Computer if you saved it on your computer. And I did take a picture earlier I named it pumpkin. Yours might have a different name. And you click it. Yep, that's the one I wanted, and say open. And then it will put it in right into your slideshow. So those are 2 ways you can put a picture into your slideshow. So helpers at home, I'm trusting you to choose whichever one works better for you. So you can do it using your computer camera or on your phone. I think the phone is easier, okay? Now, I'm gonna let you pause the video and get your picture put into this slide, okay? So on your first slide, it should have your name and your pumpkin you drew in Google Slides. And on your second slide, it should have a photograph, a picture of the pumpkin you've built. Once you've done that, you're gonna go back into Schoology, and I'm gonna teach you something new today. I'm gonna teach you how to turn in a slideshow that's not already there. So you're gonna click to build your pumpkin and turn your slideshow here. You're gonna open this, okay? And it looks a little different this time because I'm teaching you a new skill right now. What you do here is you click this button that says Submit Assignment. And there's 3 choices: Upload, Create, and Resources. Google Drive is a resource, so we click Resources. You click Apps. And then if you still haven't connected your Google Drive to Schoology, remember you click Approve, Connect. You sign in with your account. So I'm borrowing a student account to show this. You say Allow, and now it's connected, okay? So this student hasn't opened up this assignment yet, but what you would do is you would find it, okay? And you would click on the little square next to it. Make sure you're clicking the right one. This isn't the right one, but make sure you click the right assignment, and you click Import, and then you click Import File. You give it a second, and once you've done that, your assignment will show up right here so that you know you've turned it in. If you accidentally turn the wrong thing in, you can always click Resubmit Assignment and do it again. So once again, you click Resources, Apps. You click the little square next to the assignment. This isn't the right one, pretend it is. Import, Import File, and then it gets turned in, okay? So you always know it's turned in because you can see it right there. So today, I taught you how to open your slideshow from Google Drive. We talked about following a plan and building your square pumpkin to match your plan. It should look like your plan. I showed you 2 different ways to put a photograph into Google Slides. And the last thing I showed you is how to turn in a slideshow on Schoology. Please make sure you do all 4 things. I cannot wait to see the wonderful things you build. Bye.